Hello, I'm Brian Byrne. This is Kilcullen Diary. The confirmation this week that 2 stretches of road in the Kilcullen area are proposed to have speed limit increases from 60 km an hour to 80 km an hour has drawn a strong and very critical reaction from residents. The locations are the Sunnyhill Road and the Dunlavin Road from Kilcullen, both already problematic with speeding motorists and with records of accidents. The proposals come in the long-awaited speed limits review, which has just gone live for public consultation. Councillor Tracy O'Dwyer, who with fellow councillors was given sight of the proposals last December, and at that point made her own representations against them, is highly critical that they are still there at this stage of the process.
It seems to me like a very rushed or not thought out process for something that's very serious and has lasting impact on how police the roads, on how local authorities have to manage speed on the roads. I just see it creating huge problems and the potential of loss of life.
Residents of the Sunnyhill Road have for 17 years been trying to have the existing 60 km an hour speed limit reduced. An official survey has shown that 6 in 10 vehicles travelling through an existing 50 km an hour section are exceeding the speed limit anyway. Resident Brendan Duffy listed 4 incidents along the road in recent times where there was property damage from vehicles out of control, including heavy goods vehicles.
It shows you that it's a dangerous bend and that even at 60 kilometres people aren't adhering to the limit. At 80 kilometres does it mean that people are going to go 20 kilometres faster? It's almost as though there's a licence there to accelerate, break the speed limit. You only have to walk along that road and you'll see the brake marks as to where people have been going too fast and where there have been crashes.
That was Brendan Duffy. On the other side of Kilcullen, on the road towards Dunlavin, there's another stretch where it's proposed to raise the limit. Even at the moment where it is 60 km an hour, local resident Colonel Des Travers says it is highly dangerous.
To be very honest about it, we're absolutely horrified. We had an accident here the other day which was so egregious at the bend there at Collins that had I been walking on the footpath, the vehicle would have taken the legs off me and then dumped my torso 3 metres down into a drain. There have been 2 impacts that I'm aware of into the wall of Collins's over failing to make the turn. And this recent one of a very fast car is the 3rd. And there's been a fatality on a motorbike, a tragic fatality as well. And the fact that the county council put a traction-enhancing road surface on the bend, which is to their credit, is also an acknowledgement that people sometimes fail to negotiate that bend because of the speed they're doing. Not alone is the Collins bend hazardous. We now know for certain that it is hazardous if you look at the record of accidents. But the next bend is hazardous, but the victims of it get away with it because at the Nolan bend, vehicles slide onto the turf and impacts are minimal, and as a result, several vehicles that I've seen which have slid off the road there have managed to recover and drive away. And the camber of the road there is such that when it's icy, it is extremely hazardous.
Colonel Des Travers. And for a last word, back to Councillor Tracy O'Dwyer, who is highly exercised and frustrated over the proposals.
The amount of calls I get about speed. Can you get speed ramps to slow people down? Now we're looking at increasing the speed. Local authorities are going to be inundated, they already are, with looking for flashing lights to slow speed down, speed bumps, rumble strips, doing everything we can to slow people down. And then this comes for all the work we're trying to do to slow cars down and control driver behaviour. And then you get this saying, we're going to increase the speed. What's the point?
That was Councillor Tracy O'Dwyer. She's emphatic that Kilcullen residents should make strong submissions on these proposals. And to echo the words of another Sunnyhill Road resident, if the council doesn't hear from us, they'll think it's okay. I'm Brian Byrne for Kilcullen Diary News.